What's up?
Needing my eclectic expertise again, are we? Solaris and Lunaris got front and center stage among them folks at the Eternal Empire. Solaris was thought to be the light of leadership, guiding and enlightening each emperor that sat the throne. In practice, most of them emperors turned out to be a bit dim, but then history and theology have never quite seen eye to eye. As for Lunaris, a goddess of the moon and earth, the mother of dreams and inspiration. Doesn't sound like a bad lady until you consider that dreams harbor nightmares and that inspiration is just one notion shy of insanity. Powerful baubles them orbs are, as old as his Mirians themselves, maybe even older. I've read all there is on them little beauties. The sun orb's said to contain all that has been, while its sister, the moon orb, holds all that will be, past and future, packed up neat behind glass and thaumaturgy. Shudder to think what might happen if all that got out one day. I heard tell of an ancient Val scholar who bore the name Yeajjjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjej nasty wisdom tucked in the nether regions of human terror. Practiced on young kiddies, no less. Scaring the living shite out of Val toddlers and then nabbing their fare within a hall of thaumaturgical mirrors. Could be the whole story's a crock, and here's where it gets even hazier. Seems old Yeajjjejjejjejjejjejjejje found something in that fair, enough to scare a whole swag of Val into worshipping him. Honestly, some people will worship anything for a bit of spiritual peace of mind. Don't do anything I would.
Good to see you in Sarn once again. I wish that we could be greeting under fairer skies, yet this city remains clouded in strife. Lunaris, eternal goddess of the moon, and her sister Solaris of the sun have risen to reclaim what was once their own. Siblings equal in strength, mighty twin rivers converging, sweeping all before them. We are cornered animals, awaiting the deluge that will surely drown us. Yet there exists a pair of ancient treasures, the sun orb and the moon orb. They are our hope, our desperation. By the earth and sky, the power of these goddesses lies in your hands. Take these seeds and plant them in the fertile stone at their feet. From what I have learned, it is my hope that the orbs will force Solaris and Lunaris to grow limbs and flesh to engage you in mortal battle. May this come to pass, and may you cut down these goddesses as a forester might fell a pair of stubborn old trees. These owl eyes of mine have been watching the sun goddess from afar. The sun orb lies within her temple, guarded by her most ardent devotee, an exile who, in his insanity, has taken to calling himself the Dawn. That orb is the seed that must be stolen from this new son of hers and planted at the feet of his ancient mother. I've been keeping a close eye on that exile-turned-sycophant who calls himself the Dusk. Dusk carried the moon orb into the Lunaris temple and has not returned with it, not as far as I have seen. No doubt he clings to that orb like it's his adopted mother's own nurturing breast. If you were to wean him from the teat and place that orb at the bereft mother's feet, we may yet see the moon itself fall. Why are you still standing there?
Hello. Vaal scholars seem compelled to answer all manner of strange and troubling questions. Yeajjjejjejjejjejje was one such scholar. Whilst plumbing the depths of humanity, he came to believe that there was no truer expression of humanity than pure terror. He would induce terror in children, and then capture the reactions within eldritch mirrors, devices of his own creation that could petrify fear for extended study. Through his gallery of reflected terror, Yeajjjejjejjejje came to understand human nature so well that he was able to manipulate his way into the Vaal halls of leadership, and eventually grew so feared and renowned that he ascended into godhood. If we are to see the dawn of a new era for humankind, the sun must be taught to behave herself. Upon that mighty span between Sarn's left hand and its right, Solaris burns to consume every single moment of existence. Sparing no thought for life and its needs, she would see the world parched barren before she yields to reason. The sun must be allowed to set so that it may rise again as a blessing, not a curse. Self-loving Solaris, all the light in the world yet blinded by her own pride. Not once did she pause to question the truth of her sister's betrayal. Instead, she gloated over her sister's transgressions, proclaiming herself greater and more honorable than Lunaris could ever be. I suppose one shouldn't be surprised when a sun deity takes the higher ground. Remember, humanity needs us.
Be careful.
Greetings. We approach the zenith of our divine hunt, upon the bridge that chokes the great, wet throat of Sarn. Lunaris, in her cold fury, has forgotten that the warming sun of morning is as life-giving as the cooling damp of evening. The empire Lunaris dreams of shall be lit by moon and twinkling stars, and life itself shall wither away in that perpetual night. One of two sisters who ruled the most populous and powerful of the ancient Asmerian tribes. Solaris was thought to guide the sun across the sky with threads of shimmering gold, whilst Lunaris saw to the wax and wane of moon with a sickle of purest silver. It was a peaceful partnership, until the trickster Tang Mazu happened upon their domain, and turning sister against sister, he saw to the massacre of thousands, whilst concealing the source of their futile feud beyond all reckoning. Feel no pity for the moon. She is a cold and distant fool, far less radiant than she would suppose. Remember, humanity needs us.
Must have time to gather my will.
Yeajjjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjejjej In death, the mirrors are thus shattered.
Yeajjjejjejjejjejjejjejje was a cautionary tale. The only way to truly understand fear is to become it.
So it was that bloody scholar after all, was it? Sick bastard. Well, he's gone now, and I hope you made sure he suffered like those poor kiddies he tormented. I'd have toasted him nice and slow like a spitted pig. See how he'd like them apples stuffed in his mouth. Here, have something for keeping us safe from the divine undesirables of this world. Don't do anything I would.
Hello. Fate will find you.
I've thirsted for adventure my entire life, but I suppose at 82, the most I can do now is walk along the village plateau. I dreamt of magic and adventure when I was younger. It's a shame this world isn't more exciting. From what I've seen in my time with you, Exile, the owner of that memory must have been uncommonly lucky to avoid Rayclast's dangers. Or, seemingly unlucky. Good travels, friend.
I must have time to gather the young.
Solaris, Lunaris. Eclipse cold pride, flaming rage, and pass beyond this human age.
Sun and moon return to their rightful places, leaving our path now clear. Highgate lies ahead, Beastslayer, and a debt that is long overdue. On this road there are the goddesses of Marraketh to be reckoned with, and they will not take kindly to our endeavor. Regardless, I must enter the corpse of my beloved beast, and wrest our sliver of hope from the life you so blindly took. There is no prophecy nor portent, no epic nor allegory, that can promise your survival in this great journey of ours. For despite your trappings, you remain most certainly, irrevocably, mortal.